Mic check, mic check. Also got to wait for my ads to quit. Loud and clear, TPG said. What's up, Clint, Roy, Someway, CE, Carlos, Elliot, TPG. I think Denny O'Fools said something at the beginning. Bowery Boy's doing his generator tech recertification, so said he'd be in and out. Oh man, I just lost the chat. Get back into it this way. Gotta open it back up. I did something. My chat went away and it was all ads. Of course, Jeff has plans. I know it's like we don't do this at the same time every week. Elliot's ordered all 3 of the new Klein tool release that I did videos for. I didn't get my knife yet, so I don't know if I'm hoping it didn't get lost in the mail because I've seen a lot of other people have it in their videos or have videos for it, which Tactics usually ends up getting. Seems like his a little bit earlier because he's probably the closest one to him. I haven't got the knife with the screwdriver in it. Carlos said he didn't get his knife yet either. I got a which this was from Klein, but it wasn't actually from Klein because I have a YouTube channel. It was the field testing through whatever it is, the tradesman or whatever. I got picked to try something out with that. It's kind of like there was something else that I got that I did one time. Somebody sent me something, but it wasn't. They had no idea that I even had a YouTube channel. It was something along those lines, but I can't remember what brand it was now. But it was some kind of a test it out and then fill out a survey and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't the inventor usually get one first? TPG said. I still saw a knife the very first time that I went to Klein. So not here this last time, but the very first time that I went. So that's been like 2 years or something now, I guess. Or a year, maybe, I guess. A little bit over a year. Yeah. I still haven't seen that come out. I've been wanting it. And it's not that knife. Clint got a screwdriver today. What's up, Sadalgo? Just found out Mega Pro came out with the 250th USA anniversary 15-in-1 screwdriver. I was somewhere. Where was I? Oh, Crackle Barrel. Me and Amanda went and ate at Crackle Barrel, and they've got everybody's doing the 250th thing, but Crackle Barrel's got the little triangle peg. I can't remember what the name of that game is, but they've got a 250th anniversary of that. That's got like it's American flag painted over it and 250th little pegboard game. Clint hadn't got his knife yet either. Someway said he did a TB impact holster and a Vito mag flap holster. I swapped over my Occidental leather today. I ran my Strauss vest today. I'm doing some drop ceilings in a commercial building, and we got all the wall mode and the wire hung and all that kind of stuff today. And the Strauss vest works better for that type of work than any of my Atlas ones because the Atlas ones allow me to put a bunch of pouches and stuff on. on, which is very good if you're doing a lot of fasteners and all that kind of stuff like that. But tools, which I can still put pouches on and put tools too, but I'll usually only use a couple tools and they're big. And so the Strauss works perfect where I can put like my snips and a pair of lineman pliers just right there in the pouches that are on it. But I was wearing it today and I swapped over. I've been running an Occidental leather pouch for a long time. It's been in my, I think I did a review for it actually, and it's been in my truck loadouts, but it's got a tape measure spot on the front, like a pouch, like a pocket, and then a spot for your knife. And I've been running my dolphin knife in there, but I swapped it over to, I got to looking at the magnetic flap of those little Vito pouches, and I'm like, I bet my knife holster thing would fit down in that very front one. So now I'm running that instead of that Occidental leather. I really like the magnetic flap stuff. It works out pretty good because it just lets you, you can always still put it on anywhere that you can put a clip typically, but then you can also put it in your pocket, just a bunch of other stuff. I like the magnetic flaps. What's up, Denny? I need to get my vest out of my, because I'm not working back at the drop ceiling place tomorrow. I need to get it out of my truck just so it's not my way for tomorrow. Because tomorrow I got to go to and hang some bulletin boards at a church building. It's actually my church building, and then a couple little small jobs tomorrow, and then go look at a uh, possible insurance claim job for apparently a toilet has been leaking for a long time, and the pest control people crawled under this lady's house to check for, do some kind of thing where they've never been under there before. I don't know if it's the first time the pest control people came, but they said you've got a bad leak at your toilet. So I'm gonna go look at that tomorrow, but I'm probably gonna pass that off to my, I told her on the phone, I was like, I'll come look at it, but I said if it's ripping out all your tile and redoing your whole bathroom, I said I've got a buddy who I'll give you his number. The heavy duty clip from the SC45 goes really well on the DP3 loop. I was actually looking at that the other day too. Now it's funny that you said that because back whenever I was doing my Atlas pouch, which so far the magnetic flap has been great on that, I was looking at this SC45, looking at, because I was looking at the Evo pouches, I was looking at this, seeing, and because you could easily take that off probably. Like this is a good clip, like an easy to mount this stuff too. So, like, if you really wanted to, because I don't normally clip this on me or my bag. It's just something that I just take in like a, Ted Cook style. So I kept looking at this one at first, and I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty good one right there. I could probably rob that and put that on something too." I've been looking at I'm so far the magnetic flap off of the DHX or whatever that is that comes with the SPMCs and all that stuff. So far, that one's working fine because I started looking at the Evo version of that. It's like $60. It's one of the cheaper Evo pouches you can get. The drill holster one that's like this on the Evo pouch. And I was looking at that, but the way that the screws are spread out on the Evo pouch, I don't think I could make that work on my Atlas pouch without uh, like adding a bar or doing something weird or re-drilling some holes or doing, like, I wouldn't be able to just take it off and use it like as is. I'd have to do some modifications. So the other one's working fine for me. So I don't think I'm going to mess with that. Drink. What's up, BMCK? On vacation this week in North Carolina. I like North Carolina. Mm-mm. Dun, dun, dun. So y'all, several of you got some Klein stuff this week. I've got a big old box behind me, and I thought about putting it together during the live tonight, because I still haven't had time to put it together yet, that I got to do a review for this thing. But I was going to see if Miss Maintenance Amanda would come out here and do the chat, because I don't like doing stuff like that and not doing the chat, because it's very hard for me to go back and forth while I'm, especially like once my mind starts getting stuff, even though I don't think it'd take very long to put together. But uh we've got grandbaby maintenance tonight, so do it. It's a Milwaukee product, but not a Milwaukee product. Or I guess it's a tool that runs off Milwaukee batteries. I guess I shouldn't say it's a Milwaukee product. It's a tool that runs off Milwaukee batteries, but it's not a Milwaukee tool. Carlos made a new screwdriver on his live. Yeah, I saw the thumbnail before I came out here. I didn't watch it yet, but I saw the thumbnail. Then I watched before I came out here today, because I got home at like 3 o'clock, I guess. And of course, I have to charge my phone usually when I get home if we're going to do this live. So I don't, I can't scroll on my phone and chat or keep up with the comments or whatever while it's charging. So I was watching YouTube on the TV. I just watched Curtis. He was working on a unit up in an attic of or not an attic, but the, above the drop ceiling in a commercial space. Build it while Jeff and Matt aren't here. I got so many comments. Oh, Clint, somebody else asked too, but I got so many comments, and it just doesn't make sense to me unless it's just the fact because it's a ball handle. And it's usually on the shorts. Like, a lot of people are different. Like, the comments on the short videos are always drastically different than the long form videos, as far as like n- negativity, and not negativity towards me, just negativity in general, like about tools and about whatever. The short comments are always a lot more negative. I kind of made me think about how I watch either one, but I mostly watch long format videos. Like, I will scroll through some shorts every now and then on my phone just because they come up more so than anything. But I don't know if it's the mindset difference of people who only watch shorts and those are the ones that are, more negative or something like that. But so many of them are, oh, they're just ripping off Vessel. And I'm like, unless you're just saying because it's a ball handle, it's like these two, even though this one has a stubby that comes out, it's like they're not the same screwdriver at all. I mean, one of them's a ratcheting screwdriver. Klein's isn't doing that. And the Vessel one doesn't hold bits, and the Klein does. It's like it's two totally different types of screwdrivers. It's like, yeah, they're ball handles. But I was going to say, Clint asked if these could go together. This right here won't slide down in there. Now, you could maybe, it's basically just hitting on, I don't know what it would do if you took that out either. I don't think it would go deep enough to catch, but no matter what, I think the ratcheting part's going to go down inside that plastic. But this diameter right here, the outside of that, is barely bigger than that circle of the acetate. Like, it won't go down in there. So if you wanted to go in there and shave some of that out, you could maybe try fitting that down in there. So there's your next Franken screwdriver, Carlos. And I'm going to be sending you a cease and desist because I said Franken pouch, and then you started using Franken driver, Franken screwdriver. So be expecting something from Morgan and Morgan in the mail. I called Uncle John as soon as I saw your thumbnail. What's up, Abraham? humid here in Dallas. Ours, it's been pretty humid here. We got some rain Sunday and that kind of knocked it down. And then we got a little bit more today, but it was pretty hot today. And the building I'm working in too is like a big, warehouse building that they kind of they're making an office space in one big section of it. No heat and air inside of it though. And man, it was so hot in there today. It was pretty miserable. Morgan and Morgan. That sounds like an ambulance chaser law firm. That's pretty much what they do. Anyone see Clint tool review with his eagle on his shoulder? Cease and desist. Yeah, the tool review zone, Clint. I'm excited about my Tech Pack Evo. Keeps me going in the heat. That's kind of like the short of like anytime that you're working and you need to remember you're having a hard time, remember what you're doing it for, and you're sitting there looking at pictures on your phone, and then you think, oh, you're doing it for your family, but then it's Milwaukee stuff. So that's what you've got your Tech Pack picture that whenever you're working during the day and you're hot, you get it out and look at it. Some way said he's been Frankensteining for years. Oh, I've made a lot of my own stuff over time, taking stuff and swapping stuff around to make it work better just for me. Like I said, most of the time I only film that one just because I kind of already mentioned it in the live. But most of the time I don't even film stuff like that. I just do it and then start using it. What's up, Lexi? Tom had some nasty wind yesterday, power outages, tornado. Do the Evo pouches fit on the little side pockets of the Vito totes? They fit on the side pockets of like the SPMC and the SPLD. I've tried it there. I don't know. I don't have any of the totes here to show you a pocket and say, is this the pocket you're talking about? So I don't have any totes, but they fit in most things. I've got I think I showed the measurements in I don't remember if I did it in the Evo video where I actually measured the thing itself. I know I did it in the live. Like I've got a live video right after I released the Evo video, and one of the questions was, "Will it fit in certain things?" And I showed those certain things, but I also did some measurements of it too. But I think I might have did that. I don't remember what video it was. Somebody else might remember. I don't remember if it might have even been the Tech MCT video, like what else fits or something like that. Missing out. Those totes are premium. Are you talking about like a tool bag, or are you talking about just a tote, like just a bag? I've got this tote. I don't know if this is what you're talking about. Everybody get a drink. I don't think this has the man. Maybe it's got some small pockets on the front. I've never put anything in them. This is the only kind of Vito tote that I've got. It's one of these, and it would for sure fit in, that either of those. I don't think it would. It's not going to fit in those two right there. It's not wide. Those aren't wide enough, but it would for sure go down in these. I'll grab my Evo thing just to show you. It's in my truck. Drink again, suckers. Roy Phipps gonna have to get a third glass. I don't have anything in this tote, so it may get tippy. But yeah, you can for sure, I would think, put it up in these. That's probably the only one you'd only probably be able to put it in them anyways, even if they would fit in those, but I don't think they will. I think they'd be hitting the ground. Well, they kind of go down in there. It's pretty snug though. So it does kind of even go down in those. Barely. It's not going to be easy to get them in and out of that though. I wouldn't want to mess with that, as they almost are fitting there, not only with the magnet, but like tight wise too. Keep mine loaded out with a rope and a climbing harness. I use this one like I keep it in here and then I load up stuff in it for the jobs, like, or if I know I'm going to go to the store and pick up just a lot of small stuff, like specifically like I'm going to put in like a, I don't know, TV receptacle or something like that. I'll come in here and grab the stuff that's smaller stuff that I think I would need for that. Or if I go to the store and pick up stuff, I go ahead and put this in my truck and just throw my stuff like that. That way I carry it all in one trip inside somebody's house. So mine is never like loaded up with something specific. It's just something I use to haul stuff back and forth. What's up, Joseph? Been waiting for someone to actually put the Evo on. Where do the tools ride? It is higher up than the MP pouches, the or the MPX pouches. Like they do sit, it does sit up here higher, which I actually prefer mine. This pouch, I prefer putting it in my pocket. But man, it's not horrible. But more than anything for me, it's not the poking me in my side. It's just a weird like elbow bend a little bit more. So with this one, I have been the times I've been running it so far. I still run my MP2X though quite a bit. I've been moving it down like that and just running it in my pocket. That's a better height for me. I'm not having to bring my arm up and grab whatever and straighten my arm back out to do work. So it's different. Like if you've used the MP2 or the MPX, I keep wanting to say like it's just MP whatever. They're a lot different. Well, like right here's the MP, my MP2's out there in the truck, but I'll put this one on. I'm just gonna put it up here in the front just so y'all can kind of see them both. It's also hard. It is harder to put this Evo stuff around the belt too. Like it's not as fast. You can see the difference right there. Quite a big difference. So me putting this in my pocket is more like this one on my belt. You're probably 3 inches or so difference. So if I take and put this on my pocket, see it's pretty close to the same. Looks like a pass and a pocket pouch only. I've been running mine in my pocket. MP pouches were same, make better pocket stuffers. What Vito bag is that? Bloop said it's a CTLC. It's just a big tote I use it to carry stuff into into houses and stuff like that, just to make one trip. And it to me, it looks better walking in with this than it does with, you know, Walmart sacks and stuff like that. So what's your favorite pouch tactics? I think it's the is it still the Diamondback Flux or something like that? If you're still in here. I haven't got any of the Diamondbacks yet that have the different whatever it's called, the X series or whatever it is. They're newer ones that actually have clips on them. I bought that mini Nico or Nico. I think that's the mini Nico. I bought that because it was so cheap, you know, back whenever it was like 40 bucks or whatever it was. And I can use that on my vest and stuff like that if I want to, but I'm not going to pack that as my like a daily pouch just because of how hard it is to take on and off of stuff. Might get a Nico X. I have the regular Nico. I think this one's a mini Nico. I can't remember if this was a regular or mini. It was the one that was on sale for yeah, this is the mini. I don't normally run a very the MP2X is probably about the biggest pouch that I'll run. Now I do them new Atlas pouches. I still haven't put this one into the mix yet, but I'm using the one that I got my meter in. These are pretty nice. I like them. I like, even though I prefer like a clip or a magnetic flap instead of this, but I know why they do this in their situations because they're selling vests that a lot of people are wearing like job site and they never move their bags around and all that kind of stuff like that. And it doesn't take that long to take this on and off of your vest. Or if you bought a bunch of these extra, that's the beauty of, you know, this is you can just leave this on, whatever you're on, take your swap pouches around. But I bought some of their pouches in the past of just fastener holders and all that kind of stuff. I never bought a tool pouch. And I like those, except for they had the same kind of Velcro stuff that the Diamondback ones have on them. And that doesn't work well for me because I swap my stuff around all the time because I do so many different things. I don't just do one thing all the time. I might do flooring one day, drop ceilings another day, plumbing one day, electrical one day, you know. So it's easier for me if I can just move stuff around real fast. If I carry plastic bags somewhere, it won't be Walmart. My favorite plastic bags are the Menards bags. Those are some good bags. Menards has some good bags. They're pretty stout. So the Flux X so far. There's moments when you're done at a job, time to leave, and you want to just toss everything in one bag or box. Yeah, that's another thing it's good for too. You just throw stuff in there. Just put it in your truck. And sometimes I even do the back of my truck that way, like my under my camper topper, or like especially if it's raining or something. Even that's even a bigger reason too. Is I just throw all my stuff in the back of that. That's why I love having my camper topper. I don't have to worry about stuff blowing out or anything like that. Just throw it all in there, and whenever I get home, after I go in and get myself something to drink or do whatever, I come back out and then organize it all and not sitting there doing it in somebody's driveway or, you know, whatever else. I think a few really good pouches are better suited for the vest. Yeah, like I said, if I like, there's a ton of people out there that like wear belt and suspenders and the same bags on all day, every day. Doesn't matter what it is. Like, even if they transition a little bit, they still like, especially in carpentry and all that stuff. But even electricians and stuff do that too. Just if they're constantly doing installs or whatever it is. But me, and that's why I kind of swapped to the vest with the different attachment points and stuff like that, because certain jobs I like certain things on one side versus the other, and it just makes it easier for me to swap stuff around. But if I was somebody that did the same thing all day long and you just use the same bags and you make them work and you just throw on your, suspenders or your vest or whatever it is, it's a big difference. We have a local hardware store that has sturdy bags. I say the Menards are the best that I've got so far. Like every time I get those, I keep plastic bags like that up in the driver's side door, like wadded up inside of a ball, just for like small trash things or whatever. And every time I go to Menards, whenever I buy the supplies, I'm like, oh, I'm saving this one. This one's a good one. I'm usually on the ground when I'm working, so the totes keep the tools off the ground. I can't see how you guys wear those Atlas vests. Well, I wear my service ones, my 1824, 1819. I wear those only on like service calls, like where I'm walking around in a doctor's office or in somebody's house, and usually it's air conditioned. I don't. I've never worn them outside in the heat. Now I do have a Atlas Stratus vest that really to me is no different than, I don't feel any hotter in it than I ever felt wearing a belt with suspenders. Like, it doesn't feel any different to me because it's pretty much that's what it is. It's a lot more open. I did have the Saratoga vest before I got that one. I have sold the Saratoga vest because of, not more so because it was hot. It was hotter than the Stratos, but I didn't like the length on it. It was like it looked like I was wearing a belly vest or something like that, especially if I didn't put a belt on with it. Can I make a video on the CTXL? I mean, there isn't a whole lot to say about it. I mean, it's got a hard bottom base. It's just one big old open hole. It's got the Vito material around the outside and some handles and some D rings. Probably came. I don't remember if it came with a strap or not. I've got so many Vito. I don't use my Vito straps, the shoulder straps. I probably got like 15 of them in a tote in there because I've got one with every MCT bag I've got. I don't ever use them. The diamond belt vests look nice though. See the diamond belt ones are a lot like the Stratos from Atlas 46 as far as the look to me. They look like they was going to be short too. That's why I didn't get them. I haven't showed many people like y'all might have seen my Stratus vest in my work videos. I ain't got my keys on me, and I keep that in my drawer. So I'd have to go all the way in the house and get my keys and open the back of my truck to get that out. Y'all'd have to drink a whole entire drink by the time I got back from that one. But it's a lot different than I really like it. It's one of my favorite vests. That's my job site vest. So like if I'm working inside somewhere like where I'm doing like framing or drywall or whatever it is, that's what I wear. And then also I'll wear it outside too. I think I wore it some. I'm trying to think. I know I've worn it in some videos, but I can't remember what videos. I mean, I know I had it on whenever I was doing the garage videos, but that's all kind of like time lapse, so it'd be hard to see it and how it works. If it's the smallest, how is it an XL? Yeah, this one's the the LC. I don't remember what the one is above it, but I was back and forth. Like I was like, because every Vito bag's expensive, and when you can't see them in person, you're just like, I was that way when I bought my first MP1. I was like, oh, do I want an MP2? Which then the MP2, back when it was the leather kind, they sold out and they were always out of stock. So that's why I ended up getting an MP1 to start with. But I almost bought the next one up from this one, and I'm glad I didn't for how I'm using it. Like, because I can't imagine. I mean, it's pretty big. Man, that's a pretty big bag. It's kind of like a beach bag. You see a lot of people have bags about this size on the beach. So I don't know how much bigger the next one is, but I'm glad I got that one. The other version's a non-slip bottom. Yeah, they got like a rubber base version. RB is got anytime it's got the RB, it's got a little bit different texture on the bottom. It's not slick. The Animus bag's pretty big. Is the Animus one the one that you've got that is the magnets on the back side of it that holds it? I can't remember if that was the name of that bag or not. I remember seeing you having it on a video. Maybe I'm not remembering what the Animus bag is, but I think maybe is it the one with the magnets? Why do you have the coil cannon? Do you do AC work? Yeah, I was doing some coil cleaning. I don't do any refrigerant work or anything like that. I will do like preventive maintenance and check stuff, but most of the time it's just customers that I've already got that I go do a lot of other work at their house. I'm the first person they call anytime anything goes wrong. And then either I'll go fix it or I call somebody else that can go fix it or do whatever. But most of the time I'll ask them what it's doing. And then if it seems like it's an electrical issue, which 9 times out of 10 it is, then I'll say I'll stop by there and check it out. And then if they're like, oh, it's frozen up and this or that, then I'm just like, well, here's my buddy who's an HVAC guy. You can go ahead and call him. But I don't do a ton of AC work. I did a lot of HVAC work when I worked facilities maintenance at the facility I worked at because I took care of all the HVAC equipment on that campus. But since I've went out on my own, that's not something I do that much. I feel like the top is the same, but the bottom base is a little bigger. So maybe it's more like straight lined instead of V'd. Speaking of Frankensteining, Doc is the master. Roy Phipps got a Mellow Tough vest just to see if the vest was something I'd want. It's handy when I get YouTube famous, rich. I'm gonna get a nice one. So far, I like the Strauss one. I wore it today, all day today. It's in my passenger seat up there because I still got all my tools in it from the drop ceiling. Uh, I like that one for the price. That one's pretty good for like I think it's like $89 or something like that. It's pretty good. I I like my Atlas ones maybe better for job site stuff, but for just a job where you've got like 2 or 3 tools, it's pretty nice. And you can add a belt to that one and put pouches on if you want to. But what's up, Matt? Abraham said he lives pretty close to all the supply houses and they have Vito displays, but they seem to be a year or two behind. That's the way mine are. Like I can go in Johnstone or Ferguson may have some. I can't remember if they do or not. There's another, what's the name of that? Ed Supply or something like that. They've got some Vito bags and there's that's in my area, but they're not like any. You're not going to see any of the new ones. They're going to be like a Tech MC or Tech MCT, like maybe a blackout one or the original one, couple totes maybe or something like that. They don't typically have like any of the new stuff. It's just some bags. So I haven't done a review on the vest. I did a review on the Strauss vest, and I've done a review on my 1824 vest, which my 1819, you can't see it in there anyways, but it's the same thing. It's just a few different features on it. But I bought the 1819 after the 1824 when it was on sale because I like my 1824 so much. I was like, if something happens to this, I'm gonna be pretty upset. It was on sale I got it for 99 bucks, my second vest from Atlas. Like my first one I paid 250 bucks for. They had it on sale for $99, so I bought it another one to have a backup. And it's also a little bit different. But now they don't even make those anymore. You can't even get those. So now I'm definitely glad that I bought a second one. I'm gonna get a Diamondback vest. I can get out the Strauss one real fast. Like I said, it's in my passenger seat. That way y'all can get a drink. But my Stratos, I'd have to go in the house and get my keys and unlock the back of my truck and be a whole big ordeal. Yeah, so this Occidental leather pouch here is the one I've been running for a long time on like for drywall, flooring, basically anywhere where I use this knife. But I noticed I was looking at it today because I've got so many of these. I was like, seems like to me that this came with this plastic case so you don't poke a hole because it's not a retractable knife. It's fixed blade. And that thing fits down in there. So now I probably won't use this that much anymore because I use a tape measure with a Noster and clip it on that. So the Strauss one is so it's got a ton of mesh. So it's not very hot. And that's the same way my Atlas ones are too. Like there's a ton of mesh on them. So this one, I don't mind the length of this one. So this was my problem with the Saratoga, and looking at pictures of the Diamondback, I think I'd feel the same way about the Diamondback. I've not had a Diamondback one, so I don't know. But me having the Atlas Saratoga is what kept me from buying a Diamondback one. Is like the length on this one's not bad. It's even below where my belt is, and you can still put a belt in it, and it's going to be about where your belt normally is. Well, my Saratoga one, like if I didn't have a belt on it, like it was only about like right here. So to me, I always just felt like it looked weird, and I didn't want to wear it because it looked weird. But this one's pretty nice. It's got quite a few pockets. Like again, I was doing drop ceiling grid, doing wall mold and all that today. So you can even fit a little mini square up in here. But I was running basically my lineman pliers, my snips, that. I had my tape measure with a Noster, clipped on there, but you wouldn't have to. I mean, you can clip it on this. So this vest works really, really well if you're just going to run just a few tools, but it also works pretty well if you want to add more. Like I said, you could put a belt in here and add all the pouches on it that you want to, or those little Vito things, these little magnet things fit perfect in those drawers too, or pockets, not drawers. But yeah, I'm probably going to swap totally over to this for that, and probably won't run this that much anymore. Even though I like this one's not bad. I prefer, even though it's kind of easy to get my tape out of that because it's got the little spot in the bottom where you just kind of hit it with your finger and it pushes up. It's still easier to me to just use my Noster and clip it on there, and it's less likely to fall out. But I don't need this in my truck for tomorrow because I'm not going back to work on ceilings till Monday. So, but yeah, the length on this one's what I like, and this one's also adjustable. The Atlas ones that I got that are kind of like this one, they're like you got to buy large, extra large, whatever, and there's no adjustment on them. They're just whatever size they are. This one you can adjust, the height of it, and you can adjust the waist. Not a ton, but enough that if you're kind of in between a large, extra large, or an extra large, whatever, you got a little bit of movement, in there. Or if you're fat Joey like I am at the moment, then you get down to be a little bit skinnier Joey, you can change it. Need to pee already. Thanks, Joey. Let's see. Diamondbacks are expensive. I won't buy one, and I'm rich. The Atlas ones, I think, are probably more expensive than Diamondback. I don't know. I haven't looked at the prices on Diamondbacks, but Atlas is pretty expensive. But it's all stitched right here in the US of A. Y'all have almost talked me into buying that subcompact. Y'all have all been talking about it and sending pictures to me and everything else. The Milwaukee M12 subcompact. I just know that I'd never use it though. Like I'm gonna use my Surge. Yeah, I see how it's small, but it's on sale right now for like $150 for the drill and the little impact. But I can't make myself buy it. Can y'all recommend safety glasses that don't fog up when using a respirator? That's usually pretty hard. I always just wear my glasses because I'm blind without them, so I don't wear safety glasses. So I don't know of any, but I don't wear them usually either. Although I did finally get a pair that goes over my glasses so that if I am doing something a little crazy, I will put those on. After work, you can turn around and go to the Met. Yeah, it would almost look like those yeah, like ever you turn around backwards, it's gonna look like the bad guy on the Commando movie. It's kind of what he was wearing. See, I'm trying to get caught up, making sure I'm not missing something crazy. Subcompact is amazing. I've thought about it since it's on sale for 149, but I love my Surge though. Subcompact feels like a toy, but it doesn't compare to a Surge. The smooth precision and of the Surge always impresses people at work. That's what it is for me. It's the sound is a bonus. It's not crazy, like not as loud unless you're like in somewhere like where you're in a confined space. But like if I'm just out sticking screws in a piece of wood outside or whatever, there's not a huge difference between the Surge and the M12, like regular impact, especially if you're using like heavy duty fasteners and it's going to kick into that impact mode. Like the sound part's going to hit in pretty early. Now, if you're just putting in like door hardware or something like that with it, it very rarely kicks into that impact noise. But it's the way that the screw goes in is what I like the most about it. You get the sticker pack. I haven't got it yet, Jeff. I got the coffee that you sent me. That's what I'm drinking right now. The Heb Texas pecan. Did I say it right? To make you mad, pecan. I can never remember if you're pecan or pecan, but I think you're pecan, which is I say pecan. Let off some steam, Bennett. Yeah, that is now, as soon as you said that, that's what my mind went to, was that's dead up. That's dead up the bad guy in Commando, which that was my favorite movie as a kid. I watched it 1,000 times, but it's like, that's it right there. That's the shirt he's wearing. Where the Rural King Carpenter jeans for years been 9.99, but they went up to 15 a few months ago. Had 2 pair rip out that wasn't a month old, they replaced them. Yeah, as soon as you find something good that lasts, it's like they're like, "We made these wrong. They're lasting way too long. We gotta do something different." I buy most of my work pants. Usually, I go to Goodwill and just find stuff and buy them because I don't like having to think about. Now, there are some pants that I have that I like better to work in because they're stretchier or not as thick or whatever. But like if I know like today I'm going here and I'm gonna be crawling under houses and I'm gonna be doing this or that, like I just buy crap pants for $5 or whatever and wear them because I don't like the whole time. I feel like if I bought myself some true work pants, the whole time I'm working, I'm gonna be like, I paid $80 for these pants or $100 for these pants. And I would be like, I can't get anything on them. Like, I don't want to get caulk on them, or I don't want to like get the knees ripped, or even though they might last and may not even be a problem, I don't know. But it's like I feel like it would be in my mind the whole time. These are $100 pants that you're wearing. You got to pay more attention to your pants than what the work is that you're doing. Now, I would like to try them, but I know myself enough. That's what I would do. So European in a can. He's dead tired. 1620 shot pant, stretchy and tough. What ball grip vessel screwdriver would you say is a must have? So for me, I only like the tang through screwdrivers. So like if I was going to get a ball grip, vessel, I'm gonna get the tang throughs, which the ones I run all the time are out there in my truck. But these are the same thing, just the Galaxy version. They weigh more. They're also supposed to be. They've got a little ceramic ball in there. I will say it does rattle. Some people don't like that. I don't ever notice it, but the you can strike on them if you want to. But I like all that for the weight is what I like about them. The other must-have vessel, and I've got 3 of these, is one of these dudes, the 3-speed mode. I use it more than I use anything. It's probably one of my most used tools. I probably use that more than I use anything else. Oh, man, that's stupid. My chat went away again. Every now and then it comes up, and whenever I scroll, it goes to just ads, and I can't get the chat back. I gotta exit out of it and go back into it. And then whenever I do that, it takes it off all messages and puts it on top messages. Let's see. They're doing that to Carhartt too. Price has gone up and they become a fashion statement. Yeah, the only time I still buy some Carhartt stuff is if my Lowe's carries it, and sometimes they put it on some clearance that I just can't pass up. Like I'm like, oh, I'll buy that work shirt right there all day long for $5 because I'm just gonna wear it whenever I'm painting or doing whatever. But yeah, I don't. I used to buy a lot of their toboggan. I used to wear their overalls all the time. It was my like work attire. What's your favorite pouch to go along with an MP1? I was looking at the Diamondback Flux or like an Occidental 2 pouch. I mostly have been running the MP pouches nonstop. Now the Atlas pouches are pretty nice so far that I've used, but I've only been running those for I don't maybe not even a month yet, so I can't really tell you. And then I haven't even started running this one yet. Like I haven't had time to. So I'm going to put this one into the mix here before too long. I'm probably going to swap out from my MP pouch to this for a couple weeks or something like that, and run it and see what I think about it. This one will hold more tool, like more. This would be more of a like an MP pouch. You're usually limited to a couple pairs of pliers, a couple screwdrivers. Then as you move up the MPs, you can add one more or do whatever. This one would hold quite a few hand tools, like bigger hand tools, not just because on the MP pouches you also usually got those little bitty pouches and stuff, like the little pockets for like a thermostat screwdriver or all that kind of stuff. That one's got a few of those in the front too, but it's more for bigger tools. But we were just talking about Dub the Diamondback. I haven't tried any of their new ones that have a clip. If they had a clip, they wouldn't be bad. They're a little stiff and bigger. So if you're wanting bigger, you know, but they're a little stiffer too to me. But I don't know if they're necessarily, I wouldn't say they're stiffer than the Vito pouches. It's just because it's bigger and still stiff. It just feels like it's something there. If you're wearing it on your uh, belt, now if you're going to put it on a tool belt and suspenders and stuff, that'd be fine. But I think those are a little bit too big, in my opinion, to put on a just belt. Rattling balls. The ball and screwdrivers are good for stabbing stranger danger people too. Ryan Jardina said, it's very hard for me now. I will still use a Klein multi driver, but it's pretty hard for me to like. There's not a screwdriver I've tried since I've been using the vessel ball handles where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run these in my pouch as my dedicated screwdrivers, like my Phillips and my slotted. Yeah, a multi-bit driver, one might move its way over a Klein handle one and be in my pouch because it's multi-bit, like the insulated 6-in-1. I run that one because there isn't a ball handled insulated 6-in-1. If there was a ball handle insulated 6-in-1, I'd probably be using that. But certain screwdrivers, there's not an option for a ball handle. So, but for as far as the dedicated ones, my Phillips and slotted, there's not been anything come out since the vessel tank through that I'm like, oh yeah, this one's gonna take its spot. So it's hard for me to even try. Like I'm still a person that would try a screwdriver. Like I'll try the PB Swisses and I'll try the Veras and whatever. But it's like the whole time I'm using it, I'm just like, I wish this was a ball handle. Use the money from channel memberships to pay for YouTube Premium. I don't even know how much YouTube Premium is, but I guarantee you I'm not making enough on channel membership. I appreciate y'all that did that on the like. I think there's 5 members. I think there is, but you don't have to do that. I mostly did it because YouTube was bugging the fire out of me, out of like emails of you need to sign up and start memberships and this and that. And I just thought I'm just going to get on here and create and do the join and create a bottom tier of members so that I've done it. Maybe they'll leave me alone, and they have. Like it's been a lot better. I haven't been getting a bunch of emails about it. So I found a bargain on pocket t-shirts last week and bought 2. Went to put one on this morning. They were long sleeved. Oh, yeah. I haven't much like this one's a Milwaukee shirt. It's pretty nice. I like it, but it's still hard for me to beat the 32-degree shirts that Matt H&M recommended to me. I bet I've got 30 of those in there in my drawer. I wear one of them every day usually. That's what I'm wearing. That's what I was wearing in the thumbnail because I came out here and shot the thumbnail while I was uh, before I went inside to charge my phone. The vessel that accepts the 1-inch bits. This one's pretty good. This one right here is pretty good. I like the length of this one. I don't know how that compares to that. I didn't try it next to that. This one's for sure one I'm going to use more than the rest of them. Yeah, see, I don't even mind that it's shorter than this one. I definitely don't like the longer version of this one. This is more my size screwdriver, but shorter is actually I kind of like this, and I like this length even better. If these were this length, I'd be even happier. But I'm normally working on stuff out in the open 9 times out of 10. I'm opening up a switch, or I'm not going down deep into something. This one's going to go in my pouch. I like this one. I like the magnetism on it and the weight of it, and the fact that you do have some bitch with you. Now, I don't normally, it's very rare that I use a stubby. I mean, I can think of maybe a few times a year. So I will use this just as a bit holder, but it's going to pretty much always be used as this screwdriver. But to get 8 bits in there is pretty nice. I mean, like I said, especially if you're running a pouch, because what that helps me with, if I run, that's the one downside to running this screwdriver with a bit holder, which I normally put a little railer like this on my pouches and put like 3 or 4 bits in it. The ones I use the most for whatever I'm using that pouch for. But if I use this with a lock and bit holder, which is what I normally run, I don't have one out here. I have to keep bits somewhere. So if I run this in my pouch with this one, then I can always make these 2 screwdrivers, whatever I want the 2 screwdrivers to be, with the bits inside of this. And I don't even have to, like, I could run these 2 in a smaller pouch and not have to have bits and stuff like that with me. Watching YouTube with ads is no way to live. Love the El Arroyo sign, very fitting. Yeah, that's what mine's looking like right now. So Easter happened. I was doing pretty good on my diet until Easter happened. What happened to me last year too, if I remember right. But we went and ate whatever, and then once you get a taste of some things, it's like, oh yeah, now I'm going to start eating pizza again every day or whatever. I don't know, but I just got back on the wagon yesterday, so hopefully I won't be this fat that much longer. I did buy a YouTuber store Monday, and they shipped. I don't, or no, actually, it hadn't shipped. I got a notification that it has, but whenever I looked, it just said label created. So I might thinking of buying the new Vessel Electric, which is 3 Newton meters, but has to be ordered from Japan. Was there to fit the US bits to prevent the slight wobble? I've got a video for a fix of you just cut off a little piece of hex driver and stick it down in there. But I've got a video fixing the USB wobble. All you got to do is take impact bit and cut like it's a little bit smaller than the end piece. Surely I got one. Yeah, like this, and just cut off this little end, but you shave off basically a grinder blade worth of past this point right here. That's pretty close to being about right. I mean, you could get out a pair of calipers and get it to a T if you want. If it locks, if it doesn't lock, then I just sit there and just keep shaving some off and keep putting it back in until I get it where I want it. I don't have one in Yeah, maybe I do. Yeah, little piece of hex. So like here it is. Because it stays in there unless you pull this down with it like this, and it'll come out. But you can take it back out and still run Japanese bits. So I'm gonna get a different thing besides this with the sliding deal on it. So let me take. So this one might be a hair too long. I got to get it in there just right, or else it doesn't lock. I need to shave a little off of it. Let's say I got it locked in there now. Let me get to where you can see those words. Very little, and you can fine tune it and get to where there's none, but mm-mm. Do you have any other terminal crimpers besides the Klein Rashty one that you did a review on, looking to get in a good one? That's the only one since I bought that one, which I don't do a ton of crimps. Usually sometimes it's mostly fixing stuff where I'm just replacing one every so often, but I don't do a lot of like installs where I'm using crimps and stuff like that. So I don't use one very often. So it's not a tool I buy like multiples of to see, oh, well, I wonder if this one's going to be a lot better type thing. And the Klein one style one that I've ever had. What's up, Curtis? I just got done watching your video before I came out here of you working on the unit up in the drop ceiling. It moved me down. I got to move back up here and see where I was at. Let me see. YouTube Premium's $25 a month. That's not as bad as I thought. Roy said tang through vessels are wonderful. I love them. It's been my favorite screwdriver my whole life. So how much do you get versus YouTube, if you don't mind me asking? I want to say if you're talking about memberships, Clint, I want to say it's like they say it's 70-30 or something like that. Don't hold me to that. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. But there's 5 of you. What is it? $2.99? I don't even remember what that bottom number was that they would let me pick. I think it was $2.99 is what it is. $2.99. So that's 3. That's 15. And I think I get like $10 and something. So whatever. So yeah, it'd be about 70-30, 65-35, something like that. I don't know. How's the Evo working out for you compared to the others? I've been putting it in. It stays on my MCT, and I just got basically more of a general going in and fixing something where I think I'm gonna need some different pliers than what I would mostly use in electrical. So I've been trying to run that whenever I do that, and then I still run my MP2X with my electrical stuff in it, just because I've had it set up that way for such a long time. And I can't really fit everything that's in my MP2X and the MP1 Evo, but I like it. I do wear it in my pocket a lot instead of putting it on my belt, and it kind of puts it at the same height. What's my favorite pizza joint? So here in town, I like Mellow Mushroom. We've got a Mellow Mushroom, and I like their crust and everything. It's pretty good. We don't really have a lot of like um in my area other than like your just normal chain stuff like Papa John's and Pizza Hut and all Domino's and all that kind of stuff, Little Caesars. There is a Blaze Pizza. It's pretty good. I don't mind it. And then there's a Zip Pizza. They're both kind of very similar. Blaze Pizza that they stick it's like a fire oven or whatever. And the Zip Pizza, similar style pizzas, but they run theirs through a conveyor belt like type of thing. But they're both like really thin crust. Blaming the Lord's resurrection on your diet failings. Jake said True Works his go-to pants and the newest ball grips. Some of his top choices. One of these days, I might buy me a pair of True Works and wear them and try them. I just, like I said, I don't. I like working and not thinking about, oh, I'm gonna drag my knees across this and everything else. I feel like if I bought a pair of $100 pants, I'm gonna worry about it. Cut up a Genexern bit. Do it like on the playback a little bit. Any other vessel drivers or products you recommend? I saw the ball version of the Impact out, but not sure if it's worth it. Ball version of the Impacts. Oh yeah, that's these. I buy those. I don't use them for the Impact. I'll do that right there. Like, so I can run. Let's say I hypothetically want to run this pouch. The whole reason why I bought these is just to have different color handles. So like I've got an orange and a red. That's the ones I run the most. It's a slotted and a Phillips, but all the like grip is actually orange and red. So those are real easy to tell, which one's which. And then I bought the Galaxy ones, which I've got like a red and a gray. So like if I wanted to run red and gray, and then I wanted another one to be just so whenever I look down at my pouch and I'm going to grab a screwdriver, when you make your own screwdrivers, it's hard to tell if they don't have markings on them. That's what this is. And then I don't want to mark it permanently because it's always something different just based on, whatever it is I so happen to be doing. So that's mainly why I bought these because the weight's still the same as these, which are my favorite. But see, now I can also now that I'm glad Klein's making them. Like I said, there's tons of comments on shorts about they're ripping off Vessel and whatever else. It's like I'm tickled to death that somebody else is making ball handle screwdrivers because it's just more options of ball handle screwdrivers. Because now I can run multiples, which this one's got a long bit on it, so I wouldn't be able to run that one there. But you know, just gives me a different option when I look down at my pouch. And so I bought some of the impact outs, but not to use them as impact outs, just basically for the handle. Can you show how strong the magnet is with the 2-inch bit on the new Klein screwdriver? Let's see. 2-inch bit. Do I got? Yeah, I think this is a 2-inch bit. Little screw. Here's a I'll get out one of these screws, which is a 6/32 screw. 6/32, not 632. It's a 6/32 screw. Even Bizline knows. So I can still move the screw without even touching it, type of thing. So I'm even flinging it, and it's kind of there for a second. It was throwing the screw up into the bit, walling it around. Slowly moved itself up onto the bit. So, but that did fling off finally, but it's still pretty stout. I mean, unless you're like trying to fling it off, it does start to droop a little more. But I'm also not using. I don't think this is the right bit. So still pretty good. Sal's Pizza, James Ridley said. So I ate at a place. I watched the one bite tour reviews or whatever. So whenever we go on vacation at places, like if I know that there's a place that was really high scored that he did, I might go check it out. So we were in Boston, and I can't even think of the name of the place now, Regina's or something like that. I liked it. Uh, Amanda didn't like it too much. She thought it was burnt tasting because it's a wood fired or charcoal or whatever. It's got the like actual flame on the pizza type thing. I thought it was pretty good, but I also ate multiple pizzas. Like uh, I can't even remember the other ones I ate at. I ate several different pizza places in New York when we went, and Boston when we went. Round table pizza. Can't gain weight. Exactly. That might also be another reason why I don't spend a lot of money on clothes because I do shift back and forth in weight. But every time I stand up and I see myself on this uh, playback and I can see my roll back there in the back, I'm like, oh, I got to do something about that. I like the True Work pants, but they get hot in the summertime. C. Search said. What model is the blue vessel? So it's the same thing as the Impact. It's just a Galaxy. They came out with Galaxy versions. They got Galaxy versions of all the vessels. They're harder to find now because they're like you can get them on like you can get these on eBay. They're pretty hard to find on anything else. But like these are the same as the other tank throughs that I run all the time that are out my Galaxy version. So it's if you search vessel Galaxy, you can get purple, blue, red, and gray are the four colors. That's like this is a Galaxy version of the USB 3-speed. It's just red instead of the other colors. Same thing here. It's the same model as this. Like this is the 238 HW. This is the 238 HW, but it's the Galaxy blue of the 238 HW. I just had those in a tool haul, and the last tool haul I had with those, they've got the red, the blue, and the gray on Amazon US. The purple wasn't on there as an option though. Don't fraction us. Been buying the Wrangler work pants from Walmart lately, the stretchy ones. I've got a pair of Wrangler ones that I bought at Menards. Uh, they're pretty nice. They've got some stretch to them. They're that They're pretty good. I don't know they were on sale, so the reason why I got them, and I had like rebate points or whatever. Do the bits seem like they're getting away? I don't think so. They're pretty. I mean, they're pretty far back there. I don't think so. And then they're also recessed pretty good to where, like, I don't ever hit them with my fingers. They're in towards the center quite a bit. I'm gonna change all my bits out to impact bits though, just because this isn't an impact screwdriver or anything, but I use this as a bit holder in my pouch that I might also run my surge with a bit holder in it. And then if I want to get a Phillips bit out, then I just get them out of this. I always change my regular bits over to. That's kind of the way I am with like exterior screws. I only buy or for my nail guns, nails. If I can buy stuff that can be used outside or stuff that's only used inside, it's a little bit more expensive to buy the exterior ones. But I always buy exterior ones. That way I can use them either or, and it doesn't matter. Most of the time, it doesn't matter. Every now and then, you can't use exterior in certain materials that you might would be using inside, but it's pretty rare. And I'm the same way with bits. Like if I'm going to put bits in a bit holder or in a screwdriver, I want them to be impact rated because more than likely, I'm just using that as a place to hold bits, and I'm going to take them out and put them in my impacts more than I'm even going to swap them around in the screwdriver. Been torn between the 230, 220, and the 238. So the whichever one's the gray one, I think I got that up here too. I did have, might be in my toolbox. Get yourself a drink. I think this is the 230 if I remember right. Could have swore it was on it, but maybe it was on the bit. I don't remember which one this one is. Is it? This might be the 230. I think the part number's on the bit that comes with it. This one, I mean, the stuff's not going to come out that you put in it. I mean, it's in there, and if you bottom it out, I mean, it's not coming out like flinging it or doing whatever. But I do notice that stuff locks into this one a little bit tighter. Like it comes out of this one a little bit easier. So whatever they've got in there for retention isn't quite the same. But other than that, not a huge difference. Whatever the price is, the only thing is this one only comes in this, and that's the whole reason why. Again, that's why I bought this one to start with. It's just a different handle top for me. And then whenever I saw the same thing with this one looks different too. It's just another option. I don't know what the. I think that one's the 230 if I remember right. I don't know what the 221 is. If the 220 is the black one, I've got that one too, and it's super light. It's not like a tang through. I'm with Joey Thrift Store Jeans and Shorts, 632. I only bring that up, Billy, because like I said 6 30 seconds and 8 30 seconds. I think in a may have been the Knipex forged wire stripper video, and it's nonstop people's comments of. But the last one that I got on it was the guy said he was really disappointed in me, or I don't remember what I would think somebody who does what you do for a living would know. And what was I don't remember what how he worded it, but basically I just hurt his feeling. Like people don't say the things perfectly every time, and it's like you know how often I read a tape measure and cut wood and cut drywall and frame and do ceilings and flooring. I'm reading a tape measure almost all day every day. You know how many more times I say sixteenths, 30 seconds, eighth? I use fractions all the time. So it's like, so whenever I see something, I might accidentally say a fraction instead of, 632 is what the screw size is. And boy, it tears up some people. It's like I don't have a script sitting here. That's like most of the time I even forget to say some stuff that I want to say. I probably should write down some notes whenever I'm doing a review, but a lot of times I'm just getting it out and talking to you about it as I'm seeing it. Like right then, I don't really have a lot of thought that goes into it. I just start looking at it and see this is what I think of it. And then some, but I don't think of it in the moment. But I also don't have a script that I'm like, oh, I've got it written out here, say 632 and 8:32 is just whatever comes out of my mouth. O'Reilly's got a blue ball grips ratcheting screwdriver. Gonna take a drink when I'm jittery. Yeah, I don't know why it would be unless there's like storms. We're supposed to be getting more stuff tonight. I think it is a little windy outside, so that might be having something to do with it. Although I'm on fiber now, most of that's underground, like all the way down my road, but that doesn't mean it's not affecting somewhere way even far away. I don't know. Elliot said, "What are y'all getting Dad for Father's Day?" Got mine a gift card to his favorite steakhouse. Yeah, anybody see any? What's your favorite if you're a father and you got a Father's Day gift at some point in time? Obviously, a thing that your kid ever got you. And then, have y'all found any Father's Day deals at a store that she's like, "Oh, you can't live without this"? Yeah, I don't. My dad's passed. My biological dad's gone, and my stepdad's gone. Like I don't have a someone now. I only wear the true work pants when I know I'm going to have an easy day or just to go quote jobs because I don't want to stay in a rip them since they're expensive. Yeah. I know that's how I would be. Like, I don't spend that, but that's because I don't spend that kind of money on clothes. Just I have it forever. Like, it's just not something I do. And I know if I put them on, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to get anything on these. Milwaukee flex pants are like the same thing. I don't know what these are. These are Milwaukee. I don't know what I warm weather. I don't know. I don't know what the I didn't look at the tag on them or anything. I don't know what they're called, if they're free flex or what. Can't wear shorts on the job site, so I just wear them at home. Yeah, I wear shorts during the summertime. I wore them today. Now, sometimes if I'm going, depends on what I'm like. If I'm doing all service call jobs and going in businesses and stuff like that, sometimes I don't wear shorts. If I know I'm gonna be inside all day, and I think some people see that as being more professional that you're not wearing shorts. But if I'm working on a job site and there's nobody around and all that stuff, I'm wearing shorts all day long. Not my father, but I gave the gift of 10-inch Cobras to the woman's dad. He thanks me every time for years now. It's been my first time catching one of your live streams. There's thrift store lumberjack. I want to stop in and say hi. My algorithms finally started showing your videos to me again. Yeah, that's the way it works. If you don't watch somebody for a while, like it, even if you're subscribed to them, it doesn't matter. Like whatever. Like right now, I just started watching. I couldn't tell you what his name is. I've not looked at the video name, but it's a guy and his. I don't know if it's his wife or his girlfriend, but they sell around like he did 100 days around Australia, like just stopping at different islands. He's been in the Philippines. Like basically, they sail around on their boat and go down and catch fish and eat it, and go to different islands and check out what's on the island. I watched one video of that, and then now that's what my whole feed is. So then that's made me watch a couple more of them, but that's what happens anytime you start watching something that's a little bit different than whatever you watch. Like it doesn't matter if you're subscribed to somebody or not; it doesn't put it up there. Our insurance doesn't allow shorts. I just like work shorts not to go to my knees. I can wear them to work, but I can't wear them to work, but do for everything else. Yeah, it's hard. Like most shorts for me are either too short or they're too long. Like there's never that right above my knee type thing. Um, like they usually sell like a 9 inch and an 11 inch and whatever else, and it's like some of them. I feel like I'm. I remember whenever I played fresh or like the our freshman games, like not playing as a freshman on the varsity team, but like usually where I live, like you have a freshman team, a JV team, a varsity team, and you can only play on freshmen if you're freshman. But you have total different games where you're just playing against other teams, freshmen and all that kind of stuff. But we wore the varsity jerseys of probably like the 1970s varsity team or something like that. Is what we wore in our games, and the shorts were like crazy high. Looked like Larry Bird and them out there playing or something like that. And big old white leg sticking out from where it wasn't even tan. But then we went from that to almost at your ankles, it seems like. And now you can't get anywhere in between. It's my favorite impact bits. I buy whatever's closest to me. I don't have any of them where I'm like, oh, I can tell this one's drastically different. I got so many of them where a lot of times I buy them for cases. Like I've got there for a long time. I was running the tough cases like this as my main cases, and I was buying these like crazy just to get the cases. So I've got DeWalt bits for the rest of my life if I want them. I've got a lot of Klein ones where they come in my screwdrivers and come in the mod box sets. Like I very rarely buy bits because I buy them, I get them through buying something else. So I just use whatever I've got, but there's none of them that I'm like, oh, this one's like so much better. The only ones that are normally better are whatever brand comes, like the deck screws and stuff like that. I use a lot of those like for framing and stuff, and they give you the one bit in the whole box with the screws. Those usually do work better with those screws than any of the other T25 ones that you're going to get. Always get a gift card to Bass Pro Shops. Thrift store said my algorithm's cooked. Oh, mine is right now. It's all people going around fishing on boats, and then Amanda watches stuff on the TV, and it's just logged in under mine. So it's either that or 48 hours or Dateline or all that stuff. And then every now and then, as I slowly start watching more tool videos, they'll start creeping back in. But sometimes I got to go just look for them. Should I buy the MPM Evo? Nico B said the NPM is a very big pouch, so it depends on what you're going to use it for. It's pretty big. If you wanted to use it like a tool bag ish, like a smaller tool bag, I ended up selling my NPM X, but that's because my I bought it to put my meter in, and the meter fit in it fine, but it was only good that I'm using for my meter and then a few tools. But if you wanted to use that NPM for like, you can put wire nuts down in it. You could even put screws down it if you wanted to in that big pouch, or obviously a meter is what it's meant for. So it depends on if you're looking for a bigger pouch. It's pretty big in comparison. Or is it too far off the hip? It might be. That's the other side of it too. I just showed earlier the Evos sit up a lot higher, so you might not like it either as much. And then I don't know if that being so big, if you put it in your pocket, how well that's going to work out. I mean, I don't have it, so I can't really recommend it to you. Joey walking around town with shorts above the knee like some hussy. Wrangler from Walmart's all I wear. Nothing too expensive. Always end up with holes in the pockets. Are there any flip sockets with one side SAE and the other metric, like 5/16 with 8 or 3/8 with 10 millimeter? Not that I know of, Christoph. For those without fathers, my mailbox open if you feel the need to send me a gift, that Bowery boy said. I'm accident prone. $100 britches are a no go. Paint, caulk, construction adhesive, hot mud, wood putty. Yeah, like I guess if I bought a pair, I would probably do. I already forgot who. I think it was Sir. I think it was CC Rich. I think that maybe said it. Yeah. On days where I'm doing residential service calls or commercial service calls all day and not going to be, because most of the time with that stuff, I'm just using hand tools and, not doing a lot of caulking and mud and all that kind of stuff. I'm drinking electrolytes because I got to hydrate for tomorrow. Got to get ahead of it. Mm. Some of y'all are saying that you've been sober for years now, so that's pretty good. I've never been a big. I probably drunk more in high school, alcohol in high school, than I drunk adulthood. Erica had the 3-month checkup, still cancer free, doing awesome. That's great. I've always appreciated most handwritten Father's Day card along with hand drawn pictures my kids used to make for me when they were young. Yeah, it's always this small stuff that's like this. My sons are usually pretty good about like they've got me several things that like I would have never even thought to get myself for different times. That's who they got me this mug that you see in every video. They got me this, I think, one year. I don't remember if it was Father's Day or my birthday, but they got it for me. And there's all sorts of little things like license plates and just stuff like that. Mm, 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 mm. So the trade this week is a Vito TPXD blackout. Yeah. I don't think we've seen that very much. I haven't seen a TPXD very much just in general. Like I don't think I've ever even watched other people's loadouts or anything like that. Some way, not a sandwich. Did y'all see where Jersey Mike's passed up Chick-fil-A for the top rated or top something or other kind of dining? I don't remember what it was. I like Jersey Mike's. I think it's the number 8. Is the number 8 the club number 8 Mike's Way? Pretty good sandwich. I can't remember if it's number 8 or number 9. I think it's number 8's what I always get. It's basically a club with bacon and club sandwich with bacon and mayonnaise, and then Mike's Way. What's in the box? What box is that? Oh, the big box. Yeah, I hope it's in pretty good shape because the box is pretty rough. We'll see, I guess. The box has got quite a few holes in it. It came FedEx. Anytime I get something FedEx that's big, pretty good chance it's going to be rough. Never had Jersey Mike's. It's good. And if you go get it Mike's Way, like it's oil and vinegar and stuff, but it's really good. I like it. Publix pub subs. That's all Roy Phipps said. Is that Publix? We've gotten those a few times. We're actually getting a couple different Publix in our town. Like we haven't had one in our town. We're getting a couple of them. They're building them right now, but we've got them. We've had them before. Like when we go places. Just bought some Baco ball grips in pink. Look like Vessel collaboration. I haven't seen Baco ball grips. I'll have to check that out. Baco ball grips. I'm gonna see what that looks like right now. Did you get them off of, where'd you get them at? Baco ball grip. That's a hex ball screwdriver, but that almost looks like a little precision driver. So are they a ball grip that's like this size ball grip? Because that don't really even. I think that's a hex ball grip. The end of it's a hex ball. So let me see, Baco. So that's what those are. That's not what I'm looking for. You'll have to. I'm curious about that, but I'm not finding it. Just searching Baco ball grip. So if you can give me a part number on it. I just did it again. I don't know what happens with that. Change it to all messages. Amazon Japan. Shutting down the shop and headed home. I go to a place called Eatzi's. Always get a ciabatta roll with pesto sauce, roast beef, salami, bacon, red onion, and Havarti cheese. Haven't heard of a Eatzi's. Now we've got just now in our town, we're getting a couple of Publix. We also just got a McAllister's. I mean, I've ate at one of those before, but we just got a McAllister's in our town. Also, just got a place called Mad Taco another place called, oh man, I can't, Sweet Milk or something like that. We're getting a First Watch. One of those is coming to our town. I don't know if it's Sweet Milk or Sweet Bread, or I don't remember what the name of that place is. Firehouse Subs is all right. Their Italian's really good. We've got one of those. I've ate there a few times. I haven't ate there a lot. Well, and then we've also got like what's the one that starts with a P? Penn Penn Station. Yeah, we've got a couple Penn Stations. First Watch is pretty good. Yeah, my buddy has given me a gift card to First Watch that we've had in our, because he bought it. He goes, there's one not too far from us, but it's out of the way of anywhere we normally go, and he goes there quite a bit. And they eat there every time they go that way. And he bought me a gift card and said I have to go try it whenever, this one gets done, but I don't know when they're supposed to be done with it. I've used the vessel for years, but now I got to try out that Klein. So far, this is probably going to be out of the three Klein screwdrivers. But again, I'm not a ratcheting ball handle fan, but I do like the ratcheting one better than the original because of the weight. Like I'll just leave it in the fixed position and use it. But so far, this out of the three that we've seen so far, just in how I use screwdrivers, this one's the best one for me. The newest one. Waiting for that screwdriver to come out either Home Depot or Amazon so I can order it. Sounds like that city expansion's coming for y'all. Yeah, it's crazy how big that town's got in the, I mean, in the time that I've been living, here. Like it just keeps getting bigger. I don't like it personally. I just soon it stay small. Bought the Stabila Patriot series levels. Quiznos is good. I don't remember if they still do or not. Anyone ever used the holstery chest rig? I haven't. A couple people have talked about maybe getting one or getting the Atlas version of it, but I've never tried one. I think maybe Timinator the Tool Man. I think maybe he's got some videos on it. He's in here every now and then, but I haven't seen him tonight. I think maybe he's got one. I can't stand Jimmy John's. Their bread is so tough. See, Tom, I feel that way too. And like Amanda likes it, but I feel like their bread is like almost, I mean, it's not really like it's hard, but it's like a super chewy or something. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it either. Annex has some non-ratcheting ball grips that are pretty good as well. I can't buy Annex YouTube handles are dumb because Someway wants me to buy one. He's done Someway. Quiznos is telling your age. They about all gone here. So maybe we don't. We used to have one. I even know what shopping center it was in, but I never go by it much. I don't think there's one in there anymore. I want to try Jimmy John's. Yeah, their bread is like chewy. I don't. I mean, it's still good. Anytime somebody makes you a sandwich, it's pretty good. But it's not my preferred one of the bunch. I do like. I think Jersey Mike's is probably one of my favorites. Uh, but I think it's mostly because of the Mike's way. It's I like the all that stuff on it. Schlotsky's, yeah. Now I just did. We've got one of those pretty close to us too. It's actually close to the Bucky's that's by us. Uh, I hadn't ate there in forever, and every time my brother comes and from Louisville, like him and his whole family will stop there because it's kind of a exit that's close to get. If you get off there, you can still get to my house pretty decent type thing, and they'll eat there all the time. They love it because it's the only place, the only time they can get it. So we finally went over there and got some subs, and they were pretty good. Be fair, Matt was already pestering you about the annex. Yeah, he was. But I'm not a I can already tell you, like, the ratcheting screwdriver, even the Klein one, it's the best one in my opinion for me because of the way it goes, but even still, I don't even think about using it. It's just because 'cause I'm not a ratcheting screwdriver person, like, so, I'll sit there and use it forever, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's right, this one's a ratcheting screwdriver, I already forgot." That's why every time I make a video of a ratcheting screwdriver, I know people are gonna ask me about back drag and all this other stuff. I'm like, I can't tell you if this one's any better than the other ones because I don't use them that much. Like I just don't like them. I'm just telling you that this one ratchets and y'all been looking for it. So here it is. In Baltimore, Pollock Johnny's has the best hot dogs. The buns were always steamed to be soft. We used to have a Mennonite grocery store that used to make best cold cut sandwiches, but they closed down. So whenever I worked as a teenager in high school, I worked at a little store and we did like sliced lunch meat. I also made sandwiches. I made pizzas. I counted bait, like all kinds of stuff. I've mentioned that before, but yeah, you go into one of them little stores that does the meat slicing and stuff, and you get a sandwich. Which I made my sandwiches there when I was working there, and I'd make them like stacked. They probably won't make you one like what I was making, but those are always really good sandwiches. But you get into the time of year where you got some garden tomatoes, I don't care what the sandwich is, it's good. Bondus. Okay, so Bondus ball grip. Let me search that one real fast. Bondus. I probably had to get on Amazon Japan, but are they your Bondus ones? Are they heavy-ish or are they like super light like some of the vessels that aren't the tang through? 'Cause that's the big deal for me. I don't like a really light screwdriver, and a lot of them are pretty light. Only place I can get souse meat. You get the liver loaf with the get you some liver loaf. I've already told y'all talking about me getting arthritis from a ratchet screwdriver. That's not gonna happen because I'm much the best ratchet screwdriver in the whole entire world is this one right here. Watch. Right now I'm in that fixed position, and then it's got this lever right here where it ratchets by itself. You don't even have to turn your wrist. And then it's got this other lever where you can go counterclockwise. You don't even have to turn your wrist. Like it's just boom, just does it. By far the best ratcheting screwdriver on the market. Dagwood sandwich. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of that. I always forget it. I know it starts with a D, and I can never remember what it was that was called. But that's what I used to make myself whenever I worked there. Any PB Swiss tools you used often? Not really. Let's see. I'm in my bag, but not really. I've only got very few PB Swiss tools though. I mean, I grab those two flatheads right there are probably the flatheads I grab the most whenever I'm working in here. They probably are my most grabbed flatheads. I don't know if it's because they're very easy for me to get to. Y'all can see that. Yeah, y'all can see those. Or it's my mind saying you like using these. We'll see you, Abraham. I'm getting ready to get off here too here in a minute. I'm gonna try to see if I can get in there before grandbaby maintenance goes to bed. They look like a regular vessel, not tang through, still on transit. Yeah, I'd be interested to know if they're how they weigh, because there's like a big difference between, like this vessel to me and one of these. Like it's night and day. Like the way they feel in my hand, I like the weight. The souse is chopped up pig head bits, lots of gelatinous stuff pressed together. They don't sell much, he said. Yeah, the two things I always hated slicing whenever I worked at that little store was the liver loaf, just because it was gross and the white stuff smeared on everything, and then the what was called P and P loaf, but it's like pickled pimento loaf, which was kind of like a ham bologna or something as far as the meat goes, but it had all those little pimento pieces all up in it, and that was just a pain to clean. It was horrible to clean that meat slicer after you slice that stuff. I use that automated vessel all the time. Yeah, I use it like crazy, and to me, a lot of times I have to break something free or I've got to finish it, but you can still do it by hand. And the biggest thing for me is like this screwdriver is dead up. Matter of fact, I didn't even, I thought this was the Galaxy one. I mean, it's not much different than that's the whole reason why I like this one is that it's just like my screwdrivers. Like it's not some big, you know, tube shaped thing that's wide the whole way with the bit on the end of it. I mean, so whenever I'm actually doing the finishing or breaking something loose, it feels just like I'm using this screwdriver right here. So even if you just want to use it like a regular screwdriver, if the battery goes dead and you're just using it as a regular screwdriver, uh, it's nice. I dropped a link for them in the chat. Yeah, YouTube probably kicks it. I don't think they very rarely even let you put links in the comment section, but I bet they don't let you put them in the chat at all. Anyone have any opinions on the couple shaft OPE tools? I'm thinking of, I've got a pole saw. I bought it as just a pole saw though. I can't remember if it's a head where you can, because I've got a weed eater and a pole saw. It's the only two tools that I've got other than like chainsaws and stuff. My weed eater is just a weed eater. Like I bought it originally just to be like I didn't buy it, but whenever I went to buy the pole saw, it seems like there was a better deal on the pole saw that it came out with the shaft, like where you could kind of interchange them. But I don't ever change it around because that's the only tool I have. So I don't know how well it actually is. I don't ever do it. So a moderator can put links in the chat. But I think I'm gonna get off here a few minutes early. We got on here a few minutes early too, though. But I'm gonna see if I can get in there before grandbaby maintenance goes to bed, if she's not already, because I've got to go to work in the morning. So I won't get to see her in the morning either. I got to go actually do something. So, but I'm gonna get better day if y'all are available. I think I should be available as far as I know. I've got this big old thing that I gotta get out of the box and put together and see if I can do a review for that. And then I got a couple other things that are supposed to be coming, but y'all have a good one. And if I don't see you in the chat on Saturday, y'all have a happy Father's Day too. So we'll see y'all on the next one. Was it Milwaukee? It's not Milwaukee tools, but it does take Milwaukee batteries.